very high on his QB, Bo Nix, telling Albert Breer, I honestly think he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks within the next 2 years. I think he's going to be a superstar.
Telling everyone who will listen.
He did post a very high passer rating once he got his feet wet, the highest passer rating after September. Minimum of 10 starts. Bo is right there behind Baker Burrow, Hurts, Goff, and Lamar. We did put in a line there that he posted a 152 rating when the Chiefs didn't play anybody. So I said, Josh, I'm going to get hammered on that. He would still be top 10 even if you take that out.
No, I'm sure.
So your reaction to Sean Payton, friend of the show.
Listen, I'm glad Sean Payton loves his
friend of your
quarterback.
friends.
Yeah, he's a friend of ours. Yeah, he's a mutual friend. Former Fox employee, great guy. Schrager loves him. Colin loves him. Everybody that's been around him loves him, and he loves Bo Nix. It doesn't change what I think of Bo Nix. I think it'd be very noteworthy if Sean Payton's like, I love this team. Quarterback, yeah. So folks have asked me why I keep bringing up Mac Jones with Bo Nix.
Oh, my God.
Because my evaluation coming into the league was that he reminded me of Mac Jones, that I thought he would have a high floor early and a low ceiling. I didn't say he has a weak arm. I didn't say he can't make throws. I said I thought he was, as an older prospect, that had I think a talent edge in a lot of his collegiate games. He's more of a system quarterback. I could see him coming in and tricking people the way Mac did. So we put together a little thing, and you guys see if you guys see any similarities between the two players. Who were they as collegiate players? Bo Nix and Mac Jones. Well, the two identical completion percentages, which is why they were both called the most accurate quarterback in the history of college football. They both finished third in the Heisman.
Love
okay.
It. Love it.
All right.
This is great.
What about what did the league think of them in their draft classes? Well, Mac went 3 spots later, but 1 quarterback earlier. But it's close. 15 to 12, 5th to 6th. Okay, yeah, but Nick, Mac Jones wasn't the player Bo Nix was as a rookie.
I think
He wasn't?
Yeah, it was great.
Same record. Mac did have 26 more passing yards. Bo did have a 0.8 higher passer rating, and they both have a fake Pro Bowl on their Football Reference page because they were the 7th and the 8th
Now,
alternates.
this is supposed to be anti-Bo Nix?
No, well...
Wow. Do you guys want to know how ridiculous of an infographic like this is? Why are touchdown passes not there? Why aren't total touchdowns there? Why aren't rushing yards there? Why aren't we saying that Bo Nix had the second most touchdown passes as a rookie in NFL history? I'm about to destroy this. I am about to absolutely annihilate this argument because this consistently rubs me the wrong way and irritates me so much. So I decided to make my own graphic because we can't show highlights hard, and any highlights that we can show would be like, oh, it's cherry picking, all this. Even just the film, even just with my eyes, just watching both those quarterbacks play, Bo Nix is clearly by far better, and it's just not even particularly close. But since we like to play the stat game, like I always say, let's play this stats game. It's not even close by nearly every metric. Completions and attempts, 376 to 567. Mac Jones was only asked to pass the ball 352 times, 352 completions, and 521 attempts. Okay? So over 50 more passing attempts. Passing touchdowns, 29, which was 6th in the NFL, to Mac Jones, to 22, which was 14th in the NFL. Total touchdowns, Bo Nix, 34, 7th in the NFL. Mac Jones, 22, no rushing touchdowns, 18th in the NFL. Interceptions, 12 to 13, which we know Bo Nix had to pass the ball a lot more. But total turnovers, 14 to Mac Jones's 20. Dropbacks, This is actually one of the craziest stats to me. 646, which was 6th in the NFL. That means Sean Payton said, I need you to call hike, and you are the one that's like, the offense is going through you. And he was top 6 in the NFL in the moments that a coach said, I need my quarterback. Mac Jones only 566 dropbacks, 17th in the NFL. That is Bill Belichick saying, we want to take the ball out of your hands as much as we can. The O-line, 181 pressures to 156 pressures. Sacks, 24 sacks, even though he had nearly 100 more dropbacks. They had almost about the same number of sacks, but Mac Jones still had more sacks. And then the pressure to sack percentage, so when the pressure actually reached you, Bo Nix was top in the NFL with 13.3%. Mac Jones, 17.9%. Drop percentage now. This is actually the percentage of passes that were dropped. So the higher the number, the more drops. 6.2% to 3.8%. So Mac Jones' receivers were actually more helpful. Rushing and mobility. Remember that we only care about that when it, depending on when we want it to fit our argument. I love when we always decide when rushing and mobility matter for a quarterback. It's one of the funniest things that I've observed over this past year. 430 rushing yards, 8th in the NFL. Mac Jones, a whopping 129, 24th in the NFL. Rushing attempts, 92 to 44, more than double. 4.7 yards per rush for 2.9. Rushing first downs, getting first downs are pretty important. 41 to 22. Fumbles, 2 to 7. Scrambling, unfortunately, I can't get it where you could see it. Bo Nix scrambled 50 times to Mac Jones's 15. Scramble yards, 361 to 106. Let's keep going, shall we? Bo Nix's rushing attack, when you remove his rushing yards, they only had around 1,400 rushing yards. 1,478. Okay? And they had 12 rushing touchdowns. Take away his 4, and there's 8. 8 plus 4 equals 12. The rushing attack for the Patriots, 2,000 yards. Over 2,000 yards when we remove Mac Jones's whopping 129. So like over it's around like 600 extra rushing yards. Rushing touchdowns, 24. 24 rushing touchdowns. We don't have to subtract any touchdowns for Mac Jones for rushing because he didn't get any. So Bo Nix had to do infinitely more for his team. And it's not even remotely close. He had to drop back more. He was asked to pass more. He had to scramble more. He had to make more out of nothing more. He had to make up a bigger percentage of his rushing attack. He had to make up for a lack of a rushing attack. He did not get the luxury of 24 rushing touchdowns. He got 8. 8 rushing touchdowns from his team. 8 rushing touchdowns. And 1,400 rushing. I mean, it's just crazy. What they put on Bo Nix's plate relative to what Mac Jones on Mac Jones's plate and what he was asked to do. Not to mention, Bo Nix played awesome in his first playoff game. Mac Jones did not. Not even close. Both against the Buffalo Bills. So it's just so ridiculous to say that they had a similar season because they both had around 3,800 passing yards? Like, what? Seriously, what? It just doesn't make any sense. And please tell me why we're leaving out all of the other stats that I showed you. Obviously, some of the more advanced analytics that I showed you, I understand. But why are we leaving out touchdowns and turnovers and rushing yard? Like, what? Those are just basic, elementary NFL quarterback stats. Like, I don't know. I could understand, like, leaving out the pressure to sack percentage because that's, like, too confusing for people. But, like, what? It doesn't make any sense. And Mac Jones played for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. I love Sean Payton. And Bo Nix has the advantage of having an offensive head coach. But, like, still, Mac Jones played for Bill Belichick. That's just crazy, man. I mean, Bo Nix led this Broncos team to the playoffs for the first time in a decade. In a decade. The Patriots had won a couple Super Bowls. You know, and then Tom Brady left. Then they had, I forget who it was. I think it was Cam, right? But, like, there was, like, a decade of nothingness for the Broncos. The Patriots won what in... Was it 2019? No. That was the Chiefs. So I guess they won in 2018. Then I guess was probably the last time they won. I think that's what it would be, right? Yeah, because they lost in 2017. Then they won in 2018. Then 2019 Chiefs. Then 2020 Tom Brady again with the Bucs. Broncos literally didn't do anything for a decade. Not even making the playoffs, let alone winning a Super Bowl or competing for anything. Let alone just at least making the playoffs. It's just crazy. It's seeing something like this, you're just like, oh yeah, see, similar. And this is why stats are so misleading. But then it's funny because that's why I try to look at, like, you know, to the best of my ability, since, like, again, we can't go through all the highlights and all the film, nor would I ever be able to convince you that just, you know, by showing you, like, a few highlights here and a few highlights there, why someone's better. Because you could just be like, everyone would just say, that's cherry picking, and it's like, well, I can't show you every single pass attempt of Bo Nix or every single pass attempt of Mac Jones. So it's like, okay, let's play the stats game, and it's like, let's actually go through it then. And we're gonna downplay Bo Nix being 7th in the NFL for total touchdowns. Like, that's nothing. That he was 6th in the NFL for passing touchdowns and was second rookie record, second all time. Like, we're just gonna pretend like that's nothing. Yeah, he had a great O-line, except he was pressured more than Mac Jones. Yeah, he had a great O-line, yet he had 0 run support. 1,400 yards rushing. He was 8th in the NFL for rushing himself for quarterbacks. And Mac Jones is 24th. I mean, Bo Nix had twice the amount of rushing attempts, like 100 more dropbacks. They were consistently putting the ball in Bo Nix's hands as a rookie. And he led that team to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. And we want to compare that to what Mac Jones did. And we also want to act like a 7 touchdown difference is nothing. And that's why we didn't put it on the graphic. 7 more touchdowns and 1 less interception. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It really, really doesn't. 6 less turnovers. I mean, it's just funny. My guess is I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I agree with you, Sean Payton. I know Sean really values my opinion. He, you know, me and him text all the time. I don't know Sean Payton, but I believe Bo Nix is going to be great, and I believe that Bo Nix is already proved to be an incredibly high-level quarterback in the NFL in year 1, having the entire, like, Sean Payton literally put, like, the entire world on his shoulders. Sean Payton's mentality is like, I'm giving you everything right now. You're either going to break or you're going to succeed. Like, he is the definition of sink or swim. Like, the literal definition of it, of sink or swim. It's not my coaching style, honestly. Like, I can admit that. I'm like, that's not what I want. Bo Nix got it. And he survived and thrived with flying colors. And we want to compare that to Mac Jones. It's just so insane. It's just so utterly insane. It is going to be so awesome to see Bo Nix and Denver Broncos be great and seeing the constant twisting and turning and what that's going to lead to. Like, it's awesome that I was early on this. And it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, that's for sure. I mean, when you're throwing me like lobs about like, let's compare Mac Jones to Bo Nix and pretend like that's even remotely that it's even remotely worth comparing or discussing, right? Like that it's even worth the time to say, let's compare these two guys together. Like, maybe there's something interesting here. I mean, like, that, this actually sums it up so perfectly. And this also shows why, one, stats are wild, and two, if you're gonna play the stats game, then you better play the stats game. Then you better go through it all. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix is going to be a superstar? Or I guess what, like a $4 million backup quarterback, Mac Jones? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.